Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chick Smooth. Glad you guys are enjoying the content. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so you can know when I post. I post really often, about 4 times a day, alright? So, if you're enjoying this content, hit the Cash App if you want to donate, subscribe to my channel. Let's get right into this one.
It's, and I'm not saying like eventually I might want to be with, I might not like in the future want to have someone, but I've been doing this for like almost half my life, 15 since I was 15. So it's not something that I just sprung up on and said, oh, I want to just be in situations. I literally just always have been like that.
So has a man ever like cut you off because you didn't want to commit to them?
No, because we already know what the situation is. Put it like this. I believe that men lay the foundation to any situation. That's just not saying anyone has to agree. Sorry, I got a call. That's just how I look at things. So once the foundation is laid on how we communicate, when we communicate, what it is, then I move accordingly and he moves accordingly. But no one's ever cut me off because trust was built, loyalty was built, a friendship was built. So I'm more of a benefit to be the second girl or to be their friend, their situation, than I'm not.
Have you ever thought of like maybe being in like a polygamous relationship just due to the fact that you, without having to have that worry about him cheating, as if like a man,
but
not saying that if a man has 2 girlfriends that they wouldn't cheat, because niggas is niggas, but
that question always comes around. I've never been in that situation, but before anyone goes crazy, I do think that men should have more than one woman, and that so I'm not opposed to something like that, but I think that men should have more.
I just followed you on Instagram. Oh.
I agree with you, Lisa.
I just think that you can't get everything from one individual, and it's not always about sex. You know what I mean? Like with friendships, we have multiple friends for certain reasons. Like people come into our life for certain reasons, and a woman just might come into his life, and we're together. That might could do something that I can attribute to, but not saying it's a bad thing.
Do you think there's anything you're afraid of in a relationship? I mean, I understand you're making good points, but
you know what? I'm afraid. This is what it is.
Okay, thank you so much.
Dandre said that to me. This guy named Dandre said that to me. He said, it's because I'm like in fear, but I had to think about it. It's not that I'm afraid of something. I am afraid of losing people. I'm an Aries, so I'm very loyal, and I don't know how to get
I knew
rid
you
of
were an
people.
Aries, Lisa. I don't
know how to, I don't know how to get rid of people. So I think that because once I bring you in my life, like I am the person that will go all the way out for somebody, and I just don't like losing people, period. And I don't have that letting go. So I don't like to let people go.
See, mine is a little different. Like, I can do it, but I'm tired of it. Like, I got to be able to have something that's a little bit more, I want a foundation. And I have successfully merged all my male relationships over to, hey, sis. Like, so something got to give. Plus, I like a little bit of toxicity. Like, I want to be able to, I got to argue a little bit. So I need that back in my life.
I just had this conversation with my sister, and she's been married for like 6 years. And her husband, they were coworkers and like best friends throughout their 10-year relationship. So she ended up marrying her best friend, and like I watched like how their dynamic is, and it is really beautiful to see. But I just like the idea of marrying somebody that's a friend first kind of always like is put off, because you're just like, oh, they're a friend. I don't look at them in like a romantic way. So I always wonder how people get to that point. Like, is it y'all just fuck, or then you decide, oh, because we fucked now and we're friends, we can go on furthermore.
I was in a friendship before, and I became like really good friends with the person that I was dealing with, and we ended up dating for 3 years. And after that, he told me that he was having a baby with someone else. So that's when I kind of cut things off. But eventually we got around to being friends again. And even till this very day, we're still like the best of friends. I can call him and vent about anything, and he calls me and vent about pretty much anything too. And so I believe that you can be best friends with, or even friends with, somebody that you're once in love with.
I agree with that, Jenny.
I agree with that.
But like, what's the fine line for the guys? Like, cause I know y'all want to be cool with the chick that you dealing with, but like, how much do you want her to do the like girlfriend shit? Do that make sense? Like
homie.
like
I
how
know
much
what you're
texting
saying.
is how much texting is too much texting? How much, like, cause I always feel weird about that. Like, okay, let me elaborate a little bit. Like if I'm talking to a dude, 9 times out of 10, we following each other on social media. Like I be feeling like it's getting a little overbearing on my behalf before I even do it. So I won't. Like I'm not gonna text somebody who I just like their picture. Like I be feeling like it's a little bit too much. So what I want to hear from the guys on that.
Don't overthink it.
I'm working on it.
I think it's
Well,
a very
Brandon don't know. How you know, nigga?
Because I'm an overthinker. I'm saying just don't overthink it. If you like the person, just reach out and see what happens. It would then lead to you just saying like, all right, feeling out whether you like him, he likes you, that sort of shit. But just don't overthink it.
You've been single a week, nigga. Shut up.
Me.
I don't fucking know what the scene looked like.
I'm reading the rooms.
I don't know if I have an answer to that, Dree. Like, there's some women that it's a delight to hear from them at all times. There's other women that just do a lot too soon. They get too familiar too quickly. I mean, it's all subjective, I guess. It depends on who the person is.
So what's too soon?
Yeah, what's doing too much too soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, please elaborate.
This is what I mean by doing too much too soon, Gina. And hi, Gina.
Hello, Joe.
What I'm saying is this, right? Damn, do I want to disclose this to the women right now?
Yes,
Come on,
put us
It's
on.
a safe
We need the
space.
secrets.
It's a safe
Please
space,
do.
remember?
All right, listen to this. All right, I locked the room. It's fine. The problem there, Gina, is that in my experience, a lot of times with women, wherever you place the bar is where the bar has to stay forever. Like, that's when you lead out one way and you alter or deviate from that pattern at all, it could be difficult for women to interpret early on, right? And that might make it difficult. Hello, you were saying something?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, so it's like sometimes I've been in situations where you speak to somebody because organically you just are feeling them that way, and then maybe they interpret that to be a different way, or they, so you got to pull back a little bit, not because you're not feeling them, but because you're not being received or handled properly. Like, there's just mad instances where a man backs up a little bit, but not because he's off you.
Why back up then? That doesn't make sense to me.
That was confusing.
Yeah, that really was. And I honestly feel like men have this problem about communicating, because I feel like all of that is as simple as like just being direct from the jump,
Wait, don't do that. Wait. I am not going to let you convolute this, Jenny. What I'm saying is there are times where you meet a young lady and you speak every other day for 2 months. And then your life schedule changes and you're unable to speak the way you once were. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about what you're talking about, because that's valid.
So did you explain to her that your life schedule changed? And
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Why?
Like when for me, anytime I attempt to express like just what's going on in a work schedule, that never bodes well.
I mean, I feel like even then it's as simple as like, hey, I'm a text like, hey, I'm going to be working from, like, for example, I'm going to be filming, I'm going to be recording or whatever the case is from, 9 to 5 or whatever the case is. I won't be able to speak around that time, but just text me whenever I get the chance. I'll text you back type of thing. Even then, like, at least you guys are communicating in some type of way, not just completely not communicating at all.
But what if in his line of work, Jenny, it doesn't allow him the space to do that? And when he gets busy, he's busy. He can't talk. That's one. My second question to you is, with that said, do you believe that men are allotted grace in the courtship period?
No.
Thank you.
No,
Wait, what do you
absolutely
mean?
not.
I don't think that
What do you,
men understand how important a routine is that they set in the beginning. So say you've been consistently hitting her up for every other day for 2 months. I don't think men sometimes understand how that is a part of the relationship. And then all of a sudden, if that changes, I don't know if you expect her to just understand, but if it changes and there are other events that happen around that, I think that she's definitely going to look sideways and analyze the situation a little differently.
And I
But
think that
that's when
that
the
could
grace should
potentially
be
be a mistake.
given.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree with Ebony. To that, you say, Persephone?
I am in the shower. I put the phone